Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing this look on camera, but with a bit of a twist. I am using the Tartiest Pro palette, and the other day I was looking at this and I was like, it's such a good palette, like it's so pretty, it has great colors, and then I noticed that like the more intense the shimmers got, the more intense and darker the mattes got, and I kind of felt like they kind of went with each color. So I decided to make a bit of a series, if you want to call it, a 4-part series. And what I'm going to do is, for each of the videos, I am going to only use the rows of colors. So today, for my eyes, I only used row 1. And the next video, I'll just use row 2, and then just row 3, and then just row 4. So only those mattes, and then the shimmer shade. And obviously, it's going to get a little tricky as we go down. There isn't really any highlight shades for the brow bone. So maybe I'll just won't do anything, or I'll use like whatever highlighter I'm using at that time. But I just thought that'd be kind of a cool new thing, you know. Really have to stick with what I have. There's only 4 mattes and then 1 shimmer, like you have to work with it, and I just think it would be really fun and something different, and it also shows you guys at least 4 different looks that you can do with this palette, and it's simplified. You don't have to be like, oh, what colors did she use, because I just use whatever row you're going at. So hopefully you guys think that's pretty cool. I think it's gonna be pretty fun. I had a lot of fun doing the first row. I really liked the way it turned out. I love gold shimmers, like gold bronzy eyes, like my favorite, and I love the lips that I paired with it. And yeah, I just think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and then I'm gonna enjoy the other videos as well. So I hope you guys do too. And if that interests you, keep a lookout for the next 3 videos. And if you wanna see this look right here, just keep watching. Bye guys. Okay, to prime the face, I am going in with the Urban Decay De-Slick Primer. And as you can see, I am patting it into my face as opposed to blending it in and really like massaging it into my skin, because that's what the directions say and I like to follow it. And then like always, I did my brows off camera, and I did use the Ka-Brow by Benefit. Then I'm going in with the Este Lauder Double Wear Foundation in Fresco. And I'm using an Tarteist Oval 8 brush to buff this into the skin. I really like using these brushes for foundation just because I don't feel like it sucks up the foundation at all. So when I want a more full coverage look, this definitely does the trick, and it's just so easy and quick, and I just feel like I don't really have to put a whole lot of work into it because, you know, lazy, so I like that. Then I'm going in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in Light Neutral, and like normal, I'm just doing my basic triangles underneath the eyes, placing it in the center of the forehead, down the nose, and on the chin. Whenever I'm doing a full coverage look that I want to last a long time, I really like to use this combination because the Double Wear Foundation truly stays on for like 12 hours, and this concealer doesn't move. And I just like, it's just one of those things where, yeah, I could use the Tarte concealer. That stays on for a long time too. But these two I just know have worked constantly for me over a long period of time, so I trust it. And I'm just blending that out with an Oval number 7 brush by Tarteist to add to that full coverage and smooth application look that we are going for. And then to set the entire face and the eyes, I am going in with my Mercier translucent setting powder and a big fluffy brush, and just applying this pretty generously all over my skin. Then for what we're all here for, the beginning of my series and just a great palette, I'm using the Tartiest Pro, and like you heard in my intro, I'm only using row 1. So those colors I'm pointing to right there, those are the only ones we're going to work with. So to start off with that crease color, I'm going in with the color Innocent on a Morphe blending brush. And I'm really working this just above my crease. I've said this in so many videos, I know, but I have very hooded eyes, and in order to make them look more alive and open and bigger, I think creating your own crease above where your crease is just opens them up so much more. So I'm going above my crease in my typical blending motions with a Morphe brush. Then I'm taking the color Whimsy on a Sigma E25, and I'm going just below that color. And this really is more in my crease, like my actual crease. If I raise my eyebrows, that's where my brow bone stops and I can see a crease. So I just like to follow that. Still trying to keep that outer corner pretty sharp. But I'm not using tape or anything because I don't want it to be too sharp and obnoxious. I just want it to be a nice smoked out look. So we're just going to gradually make our way in with darker and darker colors. And I'm just going back in with that Whimsy until it is at the color that I want, and it's blended out so that there's no harsh lines, because when you have hooded eyes, there's nothing worse than harsh lines. I'm telling you. And then I'm going in with probably my favorite color in this entire palette, because I am a sucker for nice beaming gold shimmers. So this is the color Ethereal, I think is how you say it. And I'm using a packing brush by Boomy just to put that all over the lid. And I don't know if you can tell, I'm actually not touching the inner corner with this. I'm going to stop right before, and I'm really letting the color Whimsy that we went in before, that is touching that inner crease, but I'm not going into it with Ethereal. Then using a Sigma E30 pencil brush, I'm going in with that dark brown, which is the color Smoked. And I am creating my outer V with this. I'm literally like drawing a V, like a greater than sign if you want. Or maybe that's less than. I don't know. Which one is it? All you people who are better at math than me, let me know. So I'm just drawing that first line down, kind of as if I was doing winged liner. That's the first motion that I'm going to do, and then I'm going into my crease to create that sideways V, and then I'm just going back and forth with it, barely dipping into fresh product, because you do have to be careful with this. It can get really heavy really fast, so go light and allow yourself to slowly build up. Once I have the color that I want and it's blended out, I'm going in with the color Classic to highlight my lower brow bone. Because this is such a pop-in look, I'm glad that this isn't a super shimmery or, a really glossy highlight, because I think it would take away from the look. And of course, going back in and blending with no extra product. Then I'm going in with the Tarte Close-Up Lash Liner. This is just a solid black color. And I am lining my lower and upper waterline to really intensify this eye look. I love the way this looks and how this liner wears. It's going to last all night. And once I'm finished with that, I'm going back in with the color Smoked on a Sigma E15 brush to define my lower lash line. Now, I'm only going halfway down my lash line, if that makes sense. I'm not touching the inner half, because I'm going to actually take a different color in just a second. But yeah, I'm getting it pretty intense and making sure that the lower lash line connects to the smoked that I had put on top in my outer V. For the inner half of my lash line, I'm going in with the color Whimsy on that same E15 brush, but I did clean it off a little bit. And I just think this looks really cool. It's kind of like, you're gradually getting lighter and gradually getting into that brown. And I don't know, I just really liked the way it looked. Then to blend it all together, I'm taking Innocent on an E30 brush by Sigma. It's just a pencil brush to blend it all out and to really smoke things out, because I don't like a harsh line on my lower lash line. Then before we go in with lashes, I'm just coating my lashes with Better Than Sex Mascara by Too Faced. You don't have to do anything so special with it. Just get those things coated and move on. Then I'm going in with my lashes. As you can see, I like to plop them down in the middle of my upper lash line, and then I take tweezers to make sure that they're on the lashes. I don't like them sitting on the lid, because you can just tell they're fake, and I just don't like that. So make sure they're on the lashes, and then I like to tweeze mine together, like the real lash to the fake lash. Then once they're dry, I'm taking my Better Than Sex mascara again, just to kind of combine the two and make sure that they're well blended with that black mascara, just in case something was darker than the other. Now it's all the same color. Now for my favorite contouring combination, I am going in with the Chocolate Bronzer by Too Faced, and I'm using a MAC 169 brush, and I'm starting off by drawing a pretty harsh line from the top of my ear down towards my smile, the corner of my smile, and I'm doing just like back and forth line first, and then I'm going towards the end of that line, and I'm blending up and back in small circular motions, and I do that on both cheeks, and then I do up and backward circular motions on my forehead, and then obviously I contour my nose pretty intensely, and then I do a pretty harsh line on my jaw and then blend it down my neck just to really cut that face. Then I'm going in with one of my favorite blushes as well. This is MAC Melba, and I'm using an It Cosmetics blush brush. This is so pretty. I've heard people talk about this for so long, but I never really got on the bandwagon until recently, and man, I'm glad I did. And then, this video is so far ahead of me. To top everything off, I'm using the Kathleen Lights and Ofra Cosmetics liquid lipstick in Miami Fever. This was just perfect because I didn't want a nude lip. I didn't want, like pink, obviously. And I think this goes well with the browns and the gold. And then I'm just cleaning that up with a little concealer brush. And that is it for this look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's easy for you to only have to use one row. And please look out for the rest of the videos. I think it's going to be really fun. Maybe a little challenging, but we're up for it, right? Of course. Okay, I promise I'm done. I love you guys. Bye.